There are now 5 billion passkeys in use around the world. The password is dead. We won. So why did I type 6 of them before lunch today? Hey, welcome to Confessions of a Tech Optimist. I'm David, and the whole idea of this show is simple. I believe technology makes our lives better, and then I sit down, usually with a guest who wants to prove me wrong. But today, it's just me, because today's confession is one I have to make to myself. For years, I've been the guy at dinner telling everyone the password is on its way out. Passkeys are coming. Biometrics, cryptography, no more sticky notes on the monitor. And in 2026, I should be taking a victory lap. So let me make the optimist's case first, because honestly, it's strong. In May, the FIDO Alliance announced 5 billion passkeys in active use worldwide. Awareness among regular people hit 90%. Basically, everyone's heard of them now. Google has over 800 million accounts using passkeys. Amazon rolled them out to 175 million customers and says login is 6 times faster than typing a password. Microsoft made them the default for new accounts. This is not a pilot. This is the largest shift in how humans log in since the password was invented. And the reason I love this isn't the tech. It's what the tech fixes. Passwords are how people get hurt. Phishing, fraud, the same weak password reused across 40 sites. Passkeys make that whole category of pain basically impossible. A real problem, solved at planetary scale. That's the optimist's dream. But here's where I have to be honest with you. Because the headline and the reality don't quite match. That 90% awareness isn't usage. When you look at how many people actually use a passkey whenever they can, it's around 49%, less than half. And the share who've gone fully passwordless across most of their apps, 40%. So the password isn't dead. It's more like the password is in hospice, and it keeps asking to go home. And then there's the part nobody puts on the press release, recovery. Your passkey lives on your device. So, what happens when you lose the device? When the phone goes in the lake? When you upgrade? When you're locked out? For a lot of services, the answer is you fall back to a password, or worse, a text message code. The old world is still sitting there underneath, like a basement we said we'd finish and never did. And here's the thing that actually keeps me up. The biggest security story of the last year wasn't a passkey triumph. It was a leak. 16 billion username and password pairs, aggregated into open databases. The largest credential exposure ever recorded. 16 billion. That's not the story of a dead technology. That's the story of one that's still everywhere, still leaking, still hurting people, even while we're popping champagne over passkeys. So, let me steelman my own skepticism for a second. Maybe the password is dead was always a little too convenient. It's a clean story. It fits in a headline. It lets a tech optimist like me feel like the future arrived on schedule. But real adoption isn't a switch. It's a long, messy, decade-long migration where the new thing wins on the big platforms first. And the long tail of the internet, your dentist's portal, that one government site, the legacy app at work, drags behind for years. Here's my confession. I was right about the destination and completely wrong about the speed. I wanted passwordless to be an event, a day we'd all remember. It's not. It's a slow fade. And as the optimist, I have to admit something uncomfortable. Progress that's real can still feel like almost nothing. Because it arrives so gradually, you never notice the moment it happened. But maybe that's the actual lesson. The password isn't dying in a blaze. It's dying the way most things in tech actually die. Quietly, unevenly, one login at a time. And 5 billion passkeys says the direction is right, even if the date on the tombstone keeps moving. So if you take one thing from me today, go turn on a passkey for your email and your bank. Right now. Don't wait for the funeral that keeps getting postponed. You'll get the 6 times faster login, and you'll personally move us one notch closer to the world I keep promising is coming. That's my confession for this week on Confessions of a Tech Optimist. If it made you think, or made you finally update that one terrible password you've had since 2014, then it did its job. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave a review, and share this with the person in your life who still uses the same password for everything. You know exactly who they are. I'm David. See you next time.